Hi, I'm John. I'm a travel videographer, and today I wanted to show you my camera gear for my travel assignments. So the camera I use is the Sony a7 IV. It's a mirrorless camera, which is super important because weight is always an issue when you're a travel videographer. One of the things I always require in a camera is an articulating screen that swivels quite a bit. These always come in handy when you're getting really weird angle shots. The main feature I like with the Sony a7 IV is just how easily you can go from videography to photography with the turn of this little knob at the top of the camera. When you're working for clients, they usually want photos along with video, and if you're using something like the Sony a7S III, you're just going to get really shitty photos, or not professional looking photos, let's just say. This is a 33 megapixel camera when it comes to photography, so you're getting really nice quality photos, and the video is high quality as well. It shoots 4K at 60, so you can shoot slow motion 4K, which is really important. You are going to sacrifice not being able to shoot 4K 120, and the 4K 60 has quite a bit of a crop on it, but still, for the ease of use and the ability to switch back and forth between photo and video modes, it's a small price to pay. No camera seems to be perfect, so you got to pick and choose what you want. I find 120 usually is a little overkill, so the slow motion in 60 is enough for me. It has S-Log, high dynamic range, 2 native ISOs, does really well in low light. It also has internal stabilization, which is always useful when you're trying to get shots and you don't want to be carrying around a large gimbal. So the Sony a7 IV is my camera. Before we get into lenses, tripods, accessories, drones, all that good stuff, let's talk microphones, because the old saying goes that audio is 51% of the story. Viewers can maybe ignore or overlook a shot that's not quite perfect, but if you have crap audio, nothing is going to make someone turn your video off faster. So for my shotgun microphone that I mount onto the camera, I use the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. It's a lot bigger than what I would probably typically want, but it's such a good microphone and audio is so important to me that I'm willing to have this bigger piece of equipment on top of my camera. This is great for those ambient noises, capturing just things going on. And if you need a solo vlog or something in a quick pinch, it'll work for that as well. If I'm doing a video for a client and I'm gonna have to do interviews, I use the Rode Wireless Go 2 kit. These are really nifty lavs. They come in real compact sizes. They're reliable. Definitely get a lavalier mic with them. Don't just clip the box to somebody's neck and now they have this big box showing. You want to make it professional if you're a professional. So having a little lavalier mic that just runs up their shirt and clips to their shirt is really neat, useful, gets good audio. Yeah, great for interviews. So Rode microphones for the win. For lenses, I usually only travel with 2 lenses because when you're traveling, space is limited. I use the Sony 24-105 f4 G series lens as my workhorse. It's my go-to for all-purpose shooting. You can go wide, you can go long shots, you can go tight. It has stabilization in the lens, so if you are going handheld, it just gives you a little added stabilization. You're just able to do a lot with it and cover a lot of what you need to cover. And then I also take a Sony 35-1.4 G Master lens. This is for low light and those really pretty bokeh shots for interviews, things like that. It's always good to take a prime lens as well. The other benefit with this 35 of it is it's super small, super light, so it packs really easily. A 35, a 50, something like that, usually photographers, videographers have in their kit. I prefer a 35 to a 50, but it's your preference. And with these pretty lenses, you can enhance them even more with the use of filters. I use Polar Pro for my filters. On my Sony 24-105 f4, I am usually using a polarizer. If you're shooting throughout the day, that sun gets really high in the sky, light gets kind of crappy, and a polarizer can really help you. And then I use the Polar Pro Peter McKinnon Signature Edition ND filter on the 35. That's in case there's too much light. I want to cut that light, obviously, so I can still get that nice bokeh. I find the version that gives you 6 to 9 stops is the best version for me, especially if you are shooting outdoors in the middle of the day. So don't forget filters for your lenses, and I like Polar Pro. So pretty much all the time when I'm traveling, I am not taking a gimbal. Gimbals are big, they're a little difficult to use, and you just don't have the space for them. But I always take a tripod. A tripod is just always necessary if you're doing interviews, if you're shooting yourself. And for my tripod setup, I use the Peak Design carbon fiber travel tripod. They make this in aluminum as well, but I wanted it to be as light as possible since tripods can weigh quite a bit. It's lightweight, it's compact, and it gets pretty high. It extends to about 6 feet. Most travel tripods, you're kind of putting them on the ground and they come up to your knees, but I wanted something to at least get eye level with me to give me a lot of versatility. So the Peak Design carbon fiber travel tripod is my tripod. And then I use the Peak Design camera strap and clip as well. The strap, not so much, but if you like a strap, the strap is great. But the camera clip is really awesome. You can just take your camera right from your tripod, clip it to your bag that you're wearing. This is really great if you're backpacking or rucking somewhere. I just really like being able to go from my tripod to clipping my camera right onto my bag. It takes a little while getting used to. You're like, oh my gosh, my expensive camera is gonna fall off, but I've skied, been on horses with this thing jostling around, and man, what a nifty piece of gear. So if you get the Peak Design setup, definitely get the camera clip as well. And then lastly, a drone. Yeah, drones are necessary for a lot of clients nowadays, and I go with the DJI Mini 4 Pro. It's not the best drone, but it is the smallest, most compact drone. Drones are seemingly getting bigger every day, but this one is nice and small and still gives you some really quality shots. You are going to need ND filters to make this look professional. You don't want to be cranking your shutter speed so high when the sun is out. And this is a fixed 1.7 aperture lens, so having good ND filters is important to make this drone look good. For those ND filters, I go with the Polar Pro Vivid Collection. Again, I like Polar Pro. They give me great colors and they help me balance my exposure. So the DJI Mini 4 Pro for my drone. So that's it. That's my gear. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.